Look up at God, not at me. I shouldn't be your focus. So by far my favorite fruit is
Like your name. It's just like your name.
Yeah, right? Hello, my name is Burley, and in this series we're going to be talking about the fruit of the Spirit. And by far, my favorite fruit is joy. Yeah, so there's a song by Vachon Mitchell, and it goes like, you give me joy down deep in my soul, down deep in my soul. And I love that song so much because it really talks about the nature of joy and how it's instilled and how it enters into the life of a believer. So joy, what do we have to say about joy? What do I have to say about joy? One thing I have to say about joy is joy transcends what's going on in your life, if that makes sense. So joy does not only stay when everything is good, but it also dwells when it's there when things are not going well. So I was watching like this video about joy because I really wanted to delve deeper into what joy was, because you know you can't speak about something that you don't know, right? So I looked up what is biblical joy, and one thing that popped up was like joy is believing who God says He is and what He says about us. And I was just like, yeah, that's cool, but it's kind of like faith, right? No, because that's like a very important mindset to have. When you believe in who God is, despite what you're going through, you're gonna come out knowing that it's gonna be okay. Like, joy is not determined by your present, but it's an outlook on the future, or knowing that your destiny is everything's gonna be okay, knowing that you don't have it all in your hands, but you have a good Father who has it all in His hands. And that goes to say, like, joy is not the absence of sorrow, because so many people think, especially Christians, you know, they walk around, I'm happy all the time. Everyone asks, what's good? Is everything okay? And they're always, yeah, I'm good. You know, Jesus is good. Like, the Lord, I'm too blessed to be stressed, Yes, joy is not the absence of sorrow. Joy is, even in the midst of sorrow, understanding that sorrow is not final, and the sorrow is not the end all be all. So you don't suppress the sorrow, you understand and acknowledge. It's important to understand and acknowledge when you are sad, when there's sadness in you, when there's sadness around you, when things happen in your mourning. But as Paul has said, I believe, he said, even in the midst of my trials, even in the midst of, he was talking about something like that. He's like, even in the midst of my pain, I still have the joy of God. I still rejoice in the Lord, because it's not rejoicing in the Lord is not saying, oh, everything is okay and nothing ever goes wrong. And even when things goes wrong, I'm going to stay with a smile on my face. It's even when things go wrong, even when things don't go my way, I know that my Father is working on my behalf. So even though I feel like this right now, even though these feelings are my present, I understand that, I acknowledge that, I'm going to deal with that, but I'm not going to let that take away my praise. I'm not going to let that take away my worship. So that's what joy means to me, and that's what joy means to me, and that's what I've been learning about joy with every season that I've been going through. I've been trying to instill that, like, remember that mindset, remember that attitude. I got joy. I have the Spirit. I have the fruit of the Spirit. So I have that joy as well. So in the comments below, please let me know, what does joy mean to you? Like, what has God instilled in your heart in the times of pain, in the times of sorrow, in the times of tribulations, like that verse, excuse me, that brings forth joy, that voice in your head that repeats, like, you know, that, you know, repeats something that gives you joy in that moment. For me, it's kind of with anger. Whenever I get angry, I always remember this verse I read when I was in 5th grade, and it was just like, the anger of the Lord is not pleasing to the Lord. The human anger is not pleasing to the Lord. And when I remember that, I just remember, I was like, how can I please God in this moment while I'm angry? Like, what can I do right now to please God? And I try to remove those angry thoughts, and I acknowledge that I am angry right now, but acting on the anger, and doing things that are erratic, like, or doing things that are irrational, like punching a wall, it does not satisfy and does not glorify God. So even though I'm angry, how can I glorify God right now? So that's it for the video. Stay tuned for the next. Love, joy, peace. Stay filled. Overflowers.